Hi, good morning. You know how long it's been since I did an early bird? It's been a long time. Oh, gotta get my thing off of there. How is everybody this morning? How is everybody before? Who is going to watch the Super Bowl? I probably am not. I'm really not all that interested. I'll find out who wins after it's all done and over with. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Sherry. Hey, how are you this morning? How was your Mardi Gras party? I saw the emails this morning. I haven't. I have been so busy that I think I fell asleep yesterday. I think it was around maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, which is mountain time, and slept all the way until like 5:30 this morning. I was a tired girl. Good morning, Vanessa. Vanessa is my daughter's name too. I remember when I was pregnant with her, each one of my children, I think, really picked their own names because I never paid attention to the name Vanessa before. And then when I was pregnant with her, I was sitting there and I was reading this magazine and it had Vanessa Williams on it. And I just literally drew myself to that name. I'm like, oh, okay, Vanessa it is. And I knew that my daughter had picked her name because and then I'm lying. Let's go back up. So I saw the name and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it until I dreamt about it. And then I said, okay, that's what it was. I can't leave out the fact that I dreamt her name while I was pregnant with her. I think a lot of children pick their own names. Even I know my grandson did the exact same thing with my daughter, Ethan. I mean, she never talked about the name Ethan, never brought it up, nothing. And when she gets pregnant, all of a sudden she goes, you know what, I'm going to name him Ethan. I'm like, where did you get that name? She goes, I don't know. So I think it happens. How is everybody this fine Sunday morning? Good morning, everyone. Sharon Sipe, hi, beautiful. Butterfly Kisses Healing, hi, Doris, Miss Sharon. I don't read I have dyslexia, so when I say people's names, I mess them up a lot, so I'm going to try really hard. Suburban Housewife, that's pretty a cool name. The Empath. There it is. Everybody's coming in now. Okay, let me put this down here so that I can read the things. Vex Doe, good morning. I don't know what is it. Irad, I can't say that. Arlene Pegasus, hi Pegasus. It's been a while since I've seen everybody. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Pegasus, I thought you were one of my moderators. What happened? Would you like to be one of my moderators, Pegasus? Carla Weekly. Sure. Okay. Let me see if I can get this done. Add. User in timeout. That's not what I want. Where's the moderator? Oh, there. Add the moderator. Okay. Standard. Okay. There you go. I think you're a moderator now. Good morning, everyone. I feel remote views like crazy right now. Do you remember Back when I did the remote view about the justices and them hearing the Colorado case, if Trump could be removed, I remember I saw all of their feet and they all were in agreement. I was hoping the agreement was on like the Colorado side, but they were all agreement on the we don't want to cause chaos for themselves. They don't want all of the states just do whatever they want. So we all kind of thought that way. At least I did. I don't know about everybody else, but I kind of thought that maybe, just maybe, they won't have enough guts to, come forth and say, yeah, he did this, he did that. I hope that the Colorado case getting to the Supreme Court makes them realize that somebody, somewhere, and you can't leave it up to Congress because they're not reliable, because they run political games all the time, that somebody needs to make that decision whether anybody, Trump or anybody who tries to do an insurrection on the government, needs to be removed from the ballot. They need to figure this out. Isn't that funny how we have, if somebody was under 35, that's just like, no problem, you can't be on the ballot. Somebody wasn't natural born, no problem, can't be on the ballot. But the third one that's in the Constitution, the one that says you can't be on the ballot if you did an insurrection, how come that one's so hard for them to figure out? It just frustrates me so much. I'm like, it's in there, and you don't have to be convicted of it, but you want to argue if it's the office or an officer? Oh, such frustration. Anywho, I want to do a little reading on that to see where they're at. Well, there is proof of an insurrection through the Colorado courts. The Colorado courts, the high courts, literally said legally that he fits the bill of everything that happened. So that has been established. A court has already said, yes, all the evidence points to the fact that Trump incited. There's difference. He incited an insurrection. He had, in his speech, he had words of incitement to a mob he knew that was armed because he took the mags away. He knew that they were armed because he was being told that they were armed. And he said, they're not here to hurt me. And that was also testimony under oath. So therefore, it's already been established that he incited an insurrection through the courts. There's no conviction needed. And that's the thing about the Constitution and the words in the Constitution. Think about it this way. What if 2 weeks leading up to the election, somebody tries to do an insurrection prior to 2 weeks to the election? How are we going to safeguard our country if we cannot remove that person from the ballot 2 weeks before an election? There has to be a way of doing that. Going, yeah, we agree. What that person did was an insurrection. Therefore, he's not allowed to be on the ballot. It doesn't need to go through the courts. It doesn't need to be a conviction because they don't have time for that. So what the Constitution plain words was, and it doesn't say he has to be removed from the ballot only if he had been convicted. It doesn't say that. So we have to have a plain way. Yeah, if Congress and everybody agreed that this person, that's the problem of being agreed, that person has incited an insurrection or was involved in an insurrection, they have to be able to say, nope, you can't go on there without going through the courts. It's just a way. So there's that. And our country just has a lot to figure out, to be honest with you. The truth. Our country has a lot to figure out. SCOTUS has to grow some balls and really double down and figure out who is going to be the decider. Sheila, you speak as if we didn't live in a country ruled by the Red Queen. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's a thing. It's definitely a thing that we have to figure out as a country ASAP. And none of the SCOTUSes argued that he had to be convicted. None of them. They weren't worried about a conviction. They were not. That was not even an argument. Because they know better. They know that that's not a requirement to get him removed. And so that was also double down on the evidence that he doesn't have to be convicted. So, but he's already been in a court of law. He's already been a judgment has been presented that, yeah, he did that. So the evidence is in. All right, let's see what the SCOTUS says. And that's not the last, that's not the last watermark that we have to also save the country. If he is put on the ballot, fine. We also have voters. So if by chance, I don't believe it at all whatsoever, I never have seen him ever being president ever again. This has never been in my line of sight. But we also have, we have ways of removing him from the presidency. And if we can get everybody out, just say, he's not going to be, but let's say we us voters gain in the House of Representatives, which I believe that we will. We hold on to the Senate and gain. Then we, as Democrats in the majority in Congress, then we pressure them to get this settled. Put a law in, put the whatever, get this settled. So we have that. All right, here we go. Is my shuffling too loud? Good morning, Ellen, Anna, Linda, Sandoval. Good morning. Martha Davis. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the good morning, Shannon. Jean Dorsey. Sometimes people's volumes are wonky, I guess, wherever they're listening, and my shuffling is like a it kind of blows their eardrums out, I guess. I don't know. Hi, Lisa Holmes. Undercover News. Hi, honey. It's been a while since I've seen you. I always get excited for the ones that have been here for years. Minnie G. And, of course, all the new ones. Ooh. Well. This popped out right off the bat. Moving away from the situation. They really tried. Every one of them, to be honest with you, are trying to wiggle their way out of this decision. I don't know. It says long journey. I don't know if they're going to come down with a decision for a while. They may hold on to this for a while. Hermit. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's literally coming out that they may hold on to this for a while. Moving away, long journey, the Hermit, they go silent. They're not going to really do a real ruling on this. This doesn't make any sense. Like, they have all the time in the world to make a decision. Huh. Okay, what's the other one? The petty fighting. Oh, I guess they cannot make a consensus. Maybe the petty fighting in there, or they're worried about the fighting in the country. They're annoyed. They're annoyed with everything. They're annoyed that they have to even talk about this. Well, that's a new one. Huh. The emotional choice to be made. Everybody they're annoyed, so they're based in their emotions right now. Everybody is based in their emotion. The country is based in their emotions. The backlash is a delay. I agree. They made their bed. I agree. I agree. I agree. They have no problem taking away women's rights and handing that back to the states, and they get to make their own decisions on how they want to treat women in their states. But they just won't step up to the plate. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm just kind of, they're too much in their emotions. I have a feeling, according to these cards, that it's gonna, if we get a judgment, or if we don't get a judgment for a while, like they're going to take their own sweet little time to come up with a decision, because they really don't have one either. They are useless. Sometimes they are useless. I agree. I agree. Now, I have been watching this guy on YouTube. His name is Peter Santalino. Maybe a moderator can go and search him out. Peter is his first name, and I'm going to spell the last name so you can go find his YouTube channel. He's excellent. I have been watching a lot of it. Santenello. I don't know how to say it. Santalino? I don't know. Anyhow, a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, he had went down to the border, and he did a whole bunch of videos on talking to the people that are like on the ground, talking to a lot of the sheriffs and stuff like that. Now, a lot of the videos, some of the sheriffs skew Republican. Some of them, you could tell that they don't skew a Republican, but they're talking straight truth about the border. There is a problem at the border. I have to completely agree with a lot of the stuff that had been saying. I think that the border is a political atmosphere. So if they take away the power for them to do what they need to do, or if they add power for them to do, I mean, it's nobody gets to. It's like they get. It should not be a Republican or a Democrat issue. It should be a humanitarian issue. And I think the Border Patrol and all of the borders of this country should have the ample amount of help, ample amount of money, ample amount of solutions. Like, give the power to the people who are at the border to make the decisions on how to fix it, instead of Congress using it as a way to serve up some fear, or serve up, a political atmosphere. That's just mine. You go watch it yourself and come up with your own decisions on this, and see what you think. But he does a lot more other stuff. He does, like, I watched him do an Opie tribe, and the Opie tribe, they're so hidden within a reservation. They're a little island within a reservation, so their reservation is very protected, right? so that they, on the outside, people cannot come in and destroy. They live up on these mesas and things like that. Very cool people. However, they had they have felt that this earth, not just this country, but this earth, there's a problem. There's a big problem going on. So even though they're not getting the news fed to them on a constant basis, they're feeling their emotions, their connection to the earth. They're feeling that there's going to be a big, huge issue or a catastrophe or some sort that's going to wake everybody up. That was their prediction. That was a Hopi tribe. So I've had plenty of time to listen to a lot of this stuff. A lot of people out there know exactly what I do, but the problem at the border is not a border problem. The problem lies in the countries. They're coming from. I agree with you. There's financial reasons why they come to this country, and then there's humanitarian reasons that they're coming into this country. I agree. Even the police, they were talking about that. Even the cops, the Mexican cops, they probably say it another name, but even the Mexican cops are so corrupted that there's no protection over there for these people. I mean, if I had a child and I was in a war zone on a regular basis, worried about the feeding and the protection of my child, I guarantee you I'd be coming to America if I thought it was going to be better. I'd be one of them. No doubt. So yeah, there's stuff there that needs to be changed. And I just think that Congress is not the person to be making all those decisions, because they can't. They're either going to use it as a political weapon, or both ways, both sides. I'm not against one side, but both sides using it as a political weapon of some sort. I don't think it's a healthy decision at Congress to address the humanitarian problem that is being at the borders. So anyhow, enough about that. I think so too. I think that the watermark has hit with the Republicans, where they were handed one of the strongest border control bills that they could have easily passed, so they can get it, and they just ignored it. I mean, the House of Representatives could have put together a bill. They have the freaking majority. They could have put the bill together and then sent it to the Senate. And then if the Senate doesn't do it, it's on the Senate. But they are doing nothing. Nothing. Now, if you look back with the Democrats, they did put forth several bills to help at the border when they had the majority. I can't think of them off the hand or rattle the details off, but I did look. They did do things to help with the border. Now, whether Mitch McConnell passed them or not, everything that the Democrats wanted, it went to die in the Senate because of Mitch McConnell. It's been horrible. I don't think that Congress should be the people who decide that. Anyhow, okay, off of that. I feel like a remote control. A remote view. Do you have any suggestions from the audience of what you would like to hear as a remote view right now? A live remote view. Now, who does that? Is there anybody out there that does a live remote view? Because I have faith in my abilities. That was wrong to say. I didn't mean it that way. I meant, anyhow, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean it that way. Undercover news. How come my thing up here? Oh, there. Question. What is that? Let's see. Where did you go? Question. GOP has an out with Trump, with him saying he will not help NATO with take it or go with it. I did watch that. I did hear that he said that. I did hear that he said he's going to allow Putin just to do whatever he wants with NATO. He's like, we're not going to come to the rescue. And they have the Republicans convinced. They have them convinced that whatever the Republicans put out there, that's what they should go with. And that's scary. We'll address that later. I don't know how to present a question like that. That's pretty during remote. Elise Stefanik. I have never done a remote on Elise Stefanik. All right. I don't trust her either. She is a sycophant. Oof. So as soon as I get into her energy, it feels. Have you ever seen a chastity belt? That was my image of her. Like she is being locked down. Like she's not trusted, so she has to be locked down. That was my first image of her. These images come swift and fast sometimes. Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath. Everything's okay. The sound is okay. Oh. I'm trying to get away from the image of the chastity belt. All right. I don't know why they're showing me this right off the bat, but do you know those @ signs? It says at a sink boat is what it says. At a sink boat. Maybe it says sinking boat. So it's unusual for me to get like computer images, but maybe we should just see where that is. At a sinking boat. Okay. Again, she's in a small room. She's standing up in a small room, and it's mirrored. Inside this mirror is mirrored. Like the only thing she can see is herself. The only thing I think this is another image of self-centeredness and selfishness and narcissism. I've seen this when I have done remote views for narcissistic people. I think this is what this is. Narcissist. A pure-bred narcissist. I've seen this before with Trump. So I'm trying to get her to come out of that. And she walks out into pure darkness. There's nothing there for her to she's not so I think this is a pure image of her not getting any other information. She's not getting any extra information. She's not getting anything from the outside. She is purely captured in this. Okay. Oh. So I get her out of this little cylinder room and then she steps out into this dark, dark, dark room like you can't even see. It's really, really dark. And then I watched her walk over to a doorknob and she opened up the doorknob, but somebody or something slapped her hand. Like, don't go through there. Don't go through there. This is weird. I have never experienced like this amount of um, I think it's bullying of some sort or control of some sort. I don't feel sorry for her, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure she agreed to all of this process, but she's really being controlled right now. So they're showing me now her like in a straitjacket and then wearing a suit with high heels. And then she goes back to the straitjacket and then she's wearing high heels. So this may be her double what she presents out into the world and what she does behind the scenes, like the crazy behind the scenes. Like she's really. Why are you showing me this contrast? Maybe that's the reasoning for the control. Okay. All right. Yay, she's crazy. Let's go on. Okay, now I see her. There's a chain with links on it, and she's placing links on this chain. She's placing links on the chain. I don't know what this means. Okay. All right. I'm out. It just went fuzzy. Does she have a split personality? I don't know if it's split personality because it didn't show me every aspect of like other people. It's like she's crazy because she's a sociopath kind of crazy. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they found some unalived bodies in her basement kind of crazy. I doubt that that's going to happen. There's no proof of that. But yeah, like they're trying to keep her crazy under control. Do remote viewings come naturally or did you learn them? Well, let me finish with this reading and I will answer that question. So let me throw some cards on that and I'll answer that question. She wants to put a burn pit near. She crazy. I know sometimes hours after I do a remote view, more information comes. It's almost like they're going to use her crazy for their benefit. So it's like this: when they find a criminal who has a degree of some sort or can be a front runner or who has an office, a criminal, they capture them and bring them into the fold because they know that they're already compromised. Therefore, they're going to be able to do whatever they want them to do. It's a control tactic and a useful tool to them. Okay, what is this reading? The Queen of Cups. the creative visionary that they have with her, the destiny, the karma that she can produce, the Knight of Cups, the rivals. She's a rival. And then the Magician, I think, is where the Magician comes in. They're using the magic, as you can say, the manipulation to put her out there. Now, there's some sort of being paid, her worth, the money she's getting, some sort of benefit she is getting with them. Crazy. Hi, Tarot Stash. It's good to see you. It's very, very good to see you. Okay. Answering the question about remote viewing. So, all of my life, I have been doing this. I thought everybody did it. I used to call it a hijacking. I'd be standing in line and I would get like a download of information about something or someone or even what I was doing right there. And I call it a hijacking. Like, I just got hijacked again. So as I was going on YouTube and stuff like that and started to watch other readers, especially Whimsy, who does also remote viewing and stuff like that. Her remote viewings are a little slightly different than not mine. Her remote viewing, she can actually get into like the whole, just fly over and kind of get right in there. Now I can do that. I have done that, but my remote viewing, hi Joyce, my remote viewing is in the spiritual realm a lot of times. In the Akashic records, if you will. Like I'm up there. You know, my sign is Gemini, Aquarius, Sagittarius, and then all three of my planets are in Gemini. So I have a lot of air. I'm up there a lot. It takes a lot to get me to come back down. To be grounded, to be honest with you. So that's the kind of the difference. And nobody taught me it. I kind of figured it out what it was called, or it could be channeling, it could be remote viewing. A lot of times, of course, I call it remote viewing because that's what people understand. But to be honest with you, I don't really have a major description, but I hope that helps. I hope that description helps. Rose Blue, when Paxton gets convicted in April, will he spill the tea on Abbott and the lieutenant governor? Do you think Paxton's going to get convicted? I'm sorry, I'm not up on Ken Paxton anymore. All I know is that he got acquitted, or the Senate didn't kick him out or whatever, and I kind of stopped paying attention to that creep. So, I mean, I can go cold turkey. Let me read on it. Let's read on Ken Paxton and see what's going to in his future. Let's just do that. Honestly, I honestly believe that everybody can do remote viewing. If they quiet their soul, do the inner work, get peaceful, connect with spirit, and everybody, I'm not unique. I don't believe that I'm unique. I think everybody has a connection to that realm. Now, maybe the uniqueness, if that's what you guys want to call it, is that I have done a lot of internal work. And somebody remind me to talk about the latest one that I've been going through. I find it interesting, and maybe it'll help somebody else. But let's do Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton. Let me see if I can. Where is that question? I'm not very good at this, where I put the question up and this, that, and the other. I try. I really try. I'm goofy at it, but I'll try. And if Hilda's in here, everybody tell her thank you, because she really puts in a good effort to, she's the one that does the timestamps. She impresses me with that. So if she's in here, I mean, it's not that she does them for every video or whatever, but she does it out of the kindness of her heart, to do the timestamps. Okay. Ken Paxton. Wasn't that funny? I think you're right. The sun action of the Page of Cups. The sun action of the Page of Cups, which is the message, learning new skills. Emotional gentleman is kind of, so that. And then the Hangman and Justice. So I think you might be right that he does get convicted. So there's that. All right. Now let's see if he will start singing like a canary. So we established, yeah. Let's see. Second part. Will he start singing like a canary to get himself out of trouble? That's usually how they are, right? I can't imagine living in that kind of energy. That has got to be painful, in and out of that kind of energy, day in and day out. That is awful. Low vibrating, horrible energy for that. All right, let's see if he's going to. I keep on getting images of his eye, his lazy eye that he has. I don't know what this means, but I just got words that his lazy eye is representation of his being closed off from the light of the spirit. That was just what I got. That his lazy eye is evidence of him being closed off from the light of the spirit. Total darkness. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, constant effort. Sudden gain. Sudden gain. We're already on the I'm a tattletale story. Sudden gain. So, he'll be the star, the hope. He'll be the star of the show, star of the... Interesting. Two of Pentacles, juggling the finances and the demands. Two of Pentacles also doesn't have to be, but he's going to be weighing his odds, manipulating, finding out, So yeah. What's the last one? Oof. He's going to balance the forces. If I'm going down, so are you. He's going to balance the forces. I think you're onto something there, Blue Rose. I'm sorry, Jackie. I just figured it was way too early for you, honey. I'm sorry, honey. I didn't want to wake you up. Jackie's over here yelling at me. You're not going to tell me? Everybody say hello to Jackie. It was just going to be too early. I thought, oh, gosh, like way in the morning. So yeah, I do think he's going to. I forgive you. She says, I forgive you. Oh, yeah. The Ace of Pentacles, it's all about money. It's all about money. He's going to talk about the financial gain, it's all about the money being passed around, how much the meetings, how much he was paid off, how much, yeah. Changing his priorities is what the Eight of Cups is changing the priorities of his. So I think you got something there. Absolutely. Corruption does have, Texas does have a problem with that. I agree. Texas does have, the thing about doing this kind of work here, and I'm doing like political readings in the atmosphere of the country. I'm on TikTok, so you don't have to be. I pay attention to a lot of the stuff out there and watch Congress, watch the floor, watch the debates, all of that. I mean, I really do try to keep up with everything as much as I possibly can. And I'm not suffering. I'm just educating myself with all aspects of it, so that when I do come here and we have questions, I do at least try to know, the energy of it, so I can connect with it. Now, cold readings are just as good. Don't get me wrong. I love me a cold reading. But I don't know nothing about it. And all I get is just the pure energy from it. So, which is interesting. There are some crazy magas on TikTok. You can, on TikTok, just like you can do on YouTube, you can block them, remove them from your page where they can't. So there's a lot, and you can also tattle on them, I guess is what you would do, like report them, and they can get their TikTok account banned permanently. And just a pretty kind of much as what you could do here, but a lot easier on TikTok. And the reason why I'm on TikTok, and you don't have to be, I'm on TikTok, so you don't have to be. Appreciate your work. Thank you. The thing about it is I go on there is because there's a tremendous amount of content creators who are politically informed, and they can explain things, like even to me or to them, a lot easier, so even I can understand that. There's a lot of content creators out there that are producing a lot of Black history. And so we're getting educated on the Black history, So I think it's benefit to me. It may not be for you, but if you do get on TikTok, you don't have to create any content or anything like that. You can just follow people. And mine is the Democratic Chick. So if you ever wanted to do that, I don't get paid. I don't get any money from it whatsoever. I only have 10,000, so it's not like I'm a big content creator, but I do pay attention to what they're saying. And they have a lot of great stuff. So a lot of times there are lives on there that you can go on there. So there's like a Democratic alive, and then they bring up people who are in the opposition, and they try to educate the opposition and try to bring to the table a level playing ground of truth and reality and facts. And those are real interesting to watch, and how they get sometimes those little magas that are just so blown away with delusion, they get dog walked a lot. Now, granted, I enjoy those days sometimes, but there's a lot. They really give you a way to talk to the magas. Sorry. Try to be nice. Anywho, I knew I was going to answer a question or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, that's right. So Dark side of the soul, right? Everybody knows here. I don't know if everybody knows here, but if you've been watching my content for quite a while, um, I have been doing some internal work. I even have videos of it, doing some internal work as usual. It's ongoing with me. It never stops. I don't think I ever arrive at wellness and completeness. I just continue. This last one, I kind of went through a lot of grief. Grief is silly. It shows up whenever it wants to. And within that grief and all of this work, internal work, I have this one great big huge block of feelings or belief system that has come up. I mean, I thought it was a small, little, tiny problem, and here it's a big one. It is me believing that I'm being left out. I don't know if anybody else has this feeling or if they feel this way or whatever. So, for an example, if my friends are having parties and I don't get invited, I feel left out and I feel some type of way. And I internalize it as in, like, nobody likes me. There must be something wrong with me. Again, I can't socially figure out how to keep friends or to, whatever the exterior communication that I have with my soul. And so it happened, and it would happen a lot. And it doesn't mean that my friends were excluding me. It's the fact that I took it that way. Or let's say I'm busy and everybody knows that I'm busy. Everybody knows that I cannot commit to a lot of things, right? Therefore, they gather. And again, I feel like, what did I do wrong? What's going on with me? They don't like me. What did I say that was wrong? I'm socially awkward anyway. You know what I mean? So it's the same scenario. And this all stems from my family. Literally from my family. I'm 6 out of 7 children. And being that I was the 6th child, my brother is like 5 years younger than me, so I was the 6th child for quite some time. I was always forgotten. I was called the mouse because I could sneak in a room and sneak right back out of a room without nobody knowing it. And even though I felt that everybody was trying to give me maybe a possible compliment about that, the little girl in me took it as nobody pays attention to me. Nobody cares if I'm here or I'm there. I'm being left out of the family. And that has been coming up recently. Now, I used to go, that's stupid. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want anybody to know because it's ridiculous, right? It's a ridiculous thought that people would leave me out. My friends would leave me out or whatever of something. It's ridiculous because it's not true. But I have to deal with this emotion and this feeling that's within me without taking it out on other people because it's not them, it's me. And so my internal work has been with that. My husband passed. What did I do? He left me out. Right? How dare he leave me? What's wrong with me? It's stupid to say out loud while it's all happening. You can't talk about that. But this internal conversation that has been a secret all of my life because I don't want people to know that I am that weak has been the biggest, hugest block that I've been dealing with recently. And I'm speaking about this because maybe it could help somebody else that is keeping that a secret within them. Because the truth is, nobody leaves you out. I am not being left out. I am not being ignored. I'm not being, that thing that I keep on telling myself. I have friends. The abandonment, exactly, abandonment. I have friends. I have people who love me. I have people who like me. I have people who want me around. And I have zero evidence of that internal conversation that I've been having since I was 3 years old. Zero evidence of that. But it has impacted a lot of my decisions and how I behaved out in the world. So I don't know if that helps anybody. It helps to talk about it. It helps to bring it out into the open. Thank you, Tarot Stash. Thank you, everyone, for all of your support. It's difficult, but you know what? I'm willing to go through it because I'm not willing to stay in the dark. I'm not willing to not face and walk through the dark side of my soul anymore. I just like, I walk and I'm like, okay, it's time for dark side of the soul stuff. And I go in there and I slam the door open. I'm like, what's next? Because I know the benefits of doing this is so enormous in my life and the connection I have with spirit and the universe and the closeness that I feel and the love, the eternal earth-bound love that I have felt, not all the time, but randomly, I have felt it, so I know it exists. The love that I feel from that, and that we are all connected. We are all connected. There's not a one of us that are out there all alone. I don't care if you're on the top of a mountain, so secluded that nobody even knows you're there. My dear, you're connected to me because I could feel you, no matter how far out into the ethers you are. And that is a lot. That is my the information that I've been getting the most out of this is we are all connected. I don't care how much you think you want to be disconnected from me or from anybody else, you can't do it. It's impossible. We're not built that way. It's our birthright to be connected to the earth, to the thanks, Jackie, to the earth, to the trees, to whatever's here, the water, fire, air, people. So anyways, I'm going to end with that unless anybody else has something that we would like to read on before. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Clarence. Thank you, Sherry. Sharon Saib. Oh, there's a question. Undercover says, let me see if I can catch it real quick. Oh, crap. Sorry, I think I got the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Question. Will Trump say or do something that will be his heel to unalive on? What, Jackie, you have to post the question again if you have a question on there. That will have everyone turn away from him. You know what? Let's do a reading on Trump. It's been a long, long time that I've done an exact. Hi, Nancy. I know Elon Musk is giving his skyline to Russia. Elon Muskatina. Will rot. Okay. Remind me, Jackie, to do that. Jackie has a question too. Will? Hang on a second. Read it right. Will Roger Stone get caught eventually? We can definitely read on that. Okay, let's do. My cards are all of a sudden like sticking together. Once I've started this into this energy of Trump, I don't know what that means, but it's like they're not easily, like I'm really having to force them back together. It's like my cards are. That's the energy of Trump is sticky and gross and slimy. I can get on board with that. I love it when I get somebody on here telling me that I'm a biased tarot card reader. I'm like, apparently you're not paying attention. Do you think I have enough power to control what spirit has to give? That's an illusion that you have put on me. I never have had the power to manipulate what spirit has to say to us. Ever. That is just BS. So the question, will he do something? That's very interesting. So the first one up was the Four of Cups, that disconnect. That disconnect. Like he's offering something. So I think you're on the right path of the question. He's going to offer them something and they're not going to take it. Like all the way up until this point, all of a sudden he says something or does something, he offers something. And then this one's really weird. Charity. So the Six of Pentacles is charity, like trying to soothe it over, trying to spin it, trying to, so, like, hey, we're going to take out all of the firstborn, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're just going to do that to the Democrats. We're just going to do that to the Democrats. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's kind of the feel of this charity spinning, making it sound good kind of a thing. However, the swords comes in. Now the Two of Swords, it talks about that mental clarity, that decision, the mental decision, not emotional decisions that the Republicans really, really work out of, right? They emotionally have attached themselves to Trump versus intellectually attach themselves. And so this may bring them up to their thinking skills, maybe. And I do get them moving away. Again, they don't like what he says. They don't like what he's done. They spin it, but they still have to make that decision. And then a lot of them are moving away. Now we know that there's a base that wants him up there, and they are absolutely 100% behind him being a dictator. They have no qualms about it because they believe that he's going to dictate to their enemy and that they're going to be okay. That's what they believe. That's the intellectual disconnect that they give. If you ever watch any of the things about China, or North Korea. North Korea sold this utopia. Sold this, hey, you have to give up all of your land. We will distribute it evenly throughout everyone. Everybody will have land. Everyone will have food. Everyone will be treated the same. They sold this utopia. The people bought into it, and where they are now. This is what they're doing to them. And it's not good. So this is what they're doing to them. Like, hey, we're only going to mistreat your enemies. My enemies and your enemies. Not understanding that once they got you, it's going to be everyone. Just like they did in North Korea. So, a lecture from Sheila. So I think you might be right. He is going to say something that a lot of them will move away. I mean, there's enough of them right now that are not going to vote for Trump that we know. I'm going to say this hardcore, and you guys can remember this from here on out, hardcore. Trump will not be elected. He does not have enough support to win anything. And that's my hardcore stake in the ground knowing. I check in on it every time, a lot. Like, oh, is this gonna? He's not. So there's that. But let's do a Celtic cross of Trump right now before we go. Oh, let's do Roger Stone first. Jackie, we'll do your Roger Stone. Will Roger Stone ever be caught, convicted? Thank you for everyone who is here on a Sunday morning. How many of you are going to watch the Super Bowl today? And do we have a bingo card for how many times they're going to pan over to Taylor Swift? Go Taylor. Yeah, I probably won't. I might check in on it, but I probably won't. All right. Roger Stone. Roger Stone achieving in the first stage, the Knight of Pentacles, steady progress, wishes fulfilled, and Queen of Wands. That doesn't look like he's been caught. Oh, wait. Still, I don't think he is. He's definitely placed him in a position. The Eight of Swords is self-imposed restrictions. He's definitely placed himself in the administration. I don't see anything in here that says that he may be convicted. But what I did get at the end is that he may not. I mean, we can take that literal, to be honest with you. His body. I just looked like inside his body and it's decaying. Like I'm watching like it rot from the inside out. Okay. I don't want to look at him ever again, but that was nasty. Either he will leave this earth peacefully or maybe not. I know. Ooh, I agree. Butterfly kisses. Sludge. Okay. Let's do a Celtic cross of Trump. I haven't done one of those in a long time. And I don't go into his energy anymore because his energy is just absolutely bonkers. What I do is I look for the outside influences into his life. Courts, judgments, all of this. And the thing about E. Jean Carroll's thing is that he has to pay her. He doesn't get away. He doesn't get to get away with it. He doesn't do it. Even if he appeals, he has to put that money in a trust in order to appeal the conviction. Which he already put the $5 million up to appeal the first one. You know dang well he's not going to win either appeal. I just saw, as I'm going this, he had, you know, those old time back in the day when you had checkbooks, like you had to write in everything, and you had these checkbooks. You did your accounting through a checkbook. They're showing me a checkbook, and um, it's like rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of black. You know, like you're in the black usually meant that he had money. Red means that he usually was losing it. But why is it all black in the checkbook? So I go over to the R and C. They're in the red. He's in the black. Okay, well, that would make sense. The R and C has been giving him all the money to do whatever he needs to do. It's the R and C that's in the red. Okay. Here we go. First up, petty conflicts, infighting. That's all of his all his legal woes. And I think the checkbook also represents hidden. Exactly. Yes, somebody just posted in there, hidden. I agree with that. The Six of Pentacles, he's getting the money. Six of Pentacles overtops the all of his legal woes. The Moon, the anxiety. So this is the base of exterior problems that he is having, is giving him a lot of anxiety. He's really pissed off about the betrayals that he's getting, because it talks about hidden motives and the betrayals and this, that, and the other. And so the exterior influences on him. There's a lot of people turning on him, even people we don't even know. Of course, trying to figure out how to pay all of his stuff, exterior. So this is coming into the question that we just want him to go away. We just want him to go away. Moving from turbulence to calm. We're so sick of it. So many years of it. How much more can we take? This country is exhausted. The exhaustion is too much. We want him to go away. Just stop. Stop. I don't feel it's just us. I feel like it's everybody. Going forward, seeing the big picture, looking for assistance. Looking for assistance. Now, this could be also doctors. I kind of felt that as I turned it over. This could be like seeing the big picture of his body, and doctors planning and looking for assistance. So let's see what's going on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jiminy Christmas, I should say. Okay, so if anybody out there that knows anything about a Celtic cross, the first card up represents the question and represents the person, right? And then you go all the way through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the seventh position represents they used to call them querents, the person. Represents the person. The ending. The ending, the transition. Let's go forward. Public recognition. Public recognition and victory. So somehow in the ending of Trump, whichever way it comes, we're going to feel a public recognition and victory over that. These are outside influences. The Ace of Cups, a new beginning. And the outcome is the hard work The burden and the responsibility and the hard work of reconnecting our country, revamping it. Steady progress is going to there in the High Priestess. So the steady progress in the High Priestess, we have a lot of work to. It's almost like we're at ground zero again for the Americas, that we have to start at ground zero to build up again, because we've seen the cracks, the crevices, the canyons of problems in this country. So, but at some point in time, we're not going to have to deal with that anymore, is what I'm getting. Now, you know dang well we have no idea the time frame on that. I wish I could. If I'd be a millionaire if I was a psychic that can literally pinpoint a time. I'd be a millionaire because I'd be doing it. But we can't do that. All right. Are there any other ones before we go? Is there anything else that we need to address before I go? Trump reminds me of the movie Carrie. Ooh. Before you go. Okay. What is this one? GOP claims they have it set up and can literally install who they want in their states. Well, let's see. Let's see the energy of that. Don't go, Sheila. Okay, remind me again, Suburban Housewife, about Ketanji Brown. Let me see how she's feeling. Thank you, Terry, holding your space. I feel very calm this morning, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure why, but I feel very calm about things. Something is making some decision. Something feels very calming. I get those every so often. I feel the pain of it, and then I can feel the calming of it. Like the shift. The Exorcist scared the crap out of me. I was a young child, I think, well, not young child, but I was like a teenager, and I was babysitting for this like children, and they were sleeping and all of that. And I turned on the TV to see if there's something on there, and The Exorcist was on there. I don't think I ever ran so fast to the TV. It was back then when you didn't have remotes, and I'm like, turn it off, I'm like, ah! I turned on all the lights. It was horrifying. It was at the moment where she was turning her head around, like, ah! It was horrifying. All right. Here we go about the red states and the election integrity. Well, this is very interesting. So I think you're right about that. I have the Knight of Swords and the Fools, the bravery to change everything, to get in there and try to manipulate. I do have the Ten of Swords, the pain. But I also have the Chariot, like it's going to go fast. Like they're going to try to do what they need to do, but it doesn't, it goes fast. Like whew, whatever they were trying. Because I see the Eight of Cups where they have to withdraw their chaos and we get happy about it. So it's like they do try and they have this big old huge thing they're going to try to get manipulated, but it's like smashed quickly because I get the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess is a nice card to get when talking about wisdom, talking about completion, like completion of their BS. And then we have public recognition. We're going to be acknowledged of it. And the public of the integrity of the voting is a winning success. The success of the battle. So you do have something, but it does get taken care of before the voting rights. I remember I think it was right after Biden won, and then like a couple of months later, I read on if the next election, if the voting rights were going to be okay. And I read on that, it says, yeah, everything will be, we're going to go through it, but everything will be fixed and everything will be okay when we vote again. I don't know how, nobody knows exactly the whole process of how that's going to happen, but that's what it sounds like. That they are going to make us miserable for a little while, but it gets smashed. So, okay, there was another question. Oh, Ketanji Brown. Okay, let's do Ketanji Brown. Hi, Gigi. Are you in here? Hello, honey. There we go. Ketanji Brown, how is she feeling about SCOTUS? Okay, let's see what Ketanji Brown. Well, she's had a problem. She had to go isolate and felt very isolated in solitude with everybody. That's terrible. But she has a strong belief in her faith that everything is going to work out. But she did solitude. She felt it. She sees it. But she has steady progress. And I don't know about this, but this is kind of a weird thing where maybe she felt like she needed to leave. Like maybe there was some sort of threats or something like that happened to her that she felt like she needed or wanted to leave and be calm. Or maybe the steady progress, meaning that she eventually it'll be okay. Eventually it'll be calm. But I get literally the sun and the star and the sun. So her hopes and her dreams of being accepted and in there has come to success. So whatever it is, because I also get the Nine of Swords, it was pretty anxiety, a lot of problems that she was having in there. But Eventually, they've all become maybe a better family or a happier family or coming together. And this was due to her faith that she had. I mean, throw one more. Yeah, completion. So the problems she had at the beginning was tough. And maybe she had gotten a lot of threatening, like we all do, like they all do, right? Threat, 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 threat. But it seems like it has come around, and they're looking for better ways to handle things. I think she's been a bigger influence on them than they want to acknowledge. Yeah. Wealth and happiness, the completion of it all. Yeah, I do believe she brought light to the court, the sun. I do. It feels like she's finally, they are all finally possibly becoming better because of her. Not trustworthy because you know who they are, you know who the Republicans are. They're not all trustworthy just yet, but she has an incredible amount of energy and energy and influence on them. Good. Good. Good, good. So steady progress with her. So there's that. All right, everyone. I think it's been, how long has it been? Oh, it's been an hour and a half. Woo! I think we're good to go now, right? For a little while. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And if you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate each and every one of you that watches this on the replay. I'm very grateful for you, and I'm very grateful for the fact that you join me in my journey, and I join you in yours. Eventually, in the near future, I hope to set my website back up and do readings again. I'm just not able to do it right now. Good. I'm glad that was comforting. It's comforting to me too. You see, you're reading, when I'm reading, I'm getting the information firsthand just like you are. You know what I mean? I'm learning and getting comforted just as much as you are. So we're in this together. Stay positive, everyone. Definitely work on your inner soul so that we can get better connected with Source. I do believe that we really, literally, the ones who do this work are more powerful than any of the negative people out there. So keep up with the good work, everyone. Thank you, Gigi. All right. Thanks, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.